Clara Dao built her entire brand on not changing. She was the face of flat chest confidence, body positivity, and rejecting the pressure to fit into mainstream beauty standards. Then she got a boob job. What started as a breakup turned into a complete identity flip. One minute she's crying on camera, the next she's lip-syncing about her next ex. And her fans? They didn't just leave, they turned on her, publicly and aggressively. This isn't just about plastic surgery, it's about trust, about a public persona collapsing in real time, and what happens when the image you've sold becomes impossible to maintain. Let's get into it. Clara Dao didn't just lose a few subscribers. She triggered a mass backlash from the exact people who once idolized her. Her brand was built on being different. While other influencers were chasing symmetry, filters, and BBLs, Clara kept it raw. She made her small chest a symbol, not a flaw. And girls all over the world felt empowered by that. Then she flipped, publicly, visibly, and unapologetically.
This is not an apology because
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
Comment sections that used to hype her up were now filled with disappointment, sarcastic edits, people clowning old videos. Not because she had changed, but because of how she changed. So fast, so loud, so defensively. When a creator pivots, people usually expect a little honesty, but Clara didn't explain much. Instead, she posted like nothing had changed. And when fans started asking questions, she clapped back. She leaned into the chaos, rage-baited, posted thirst traps, lip-synced about her next man, and even called out her own audience in TikToks.
I can do whatever the fuck I want without needing anyone's approval. That, to me, is true confidence. So no, I didn't betray what I stood for. At every point in my life, I lived in alignment with my truth. Before, I loved my flat chest, and now, I love my new chest. And if you're disappointed by my decision, I don't expect you to understand.
It didn't feel like evolution. It felt like spite. And that's what broke the bond. When you build your brand around helping people feel accepted, and then turn around and act like they were never part of your story, they don't just move on. They retaliate. The betrayal runs deep. Fans who had defended Clara for years now felt like fools. And in creator culture, that switch happens fast. When your community starts to feel like the punchline, the fallout is immediate. The memes started trending. Reaction videos piled on. Even other influencers started using her name as a cautionary tale. Clara Dao had become internet shorthand for, "Don't do this." And once you reach that point, it's hard to claw your way back. It's easy to say Clara's done. She burned the bridge, lost her audience, and built a wall in its place. But it's not that simple, because if there's one thing the internet loves more than a fall from grace, it's a redemption arc. And right now, Clara's standing on that exact edge. She still has followers, still pulls views, still trends, but the tone is different. People aren't watching because they admire her. They're watching because they're waiting for the next train wreck, or the moment she finally owns it. And that's the key, ownership. If Clara wants a shot at redemption, it won't come from another TikTok lip sync or a fake deep caption. It has to be real. She'd have to acknowledge everything. The contradictions, the fans she alienated, the choices that betrayed her message. And she'd have to do it without sarcasm, without bitterness, without deflecting. But then came him, her boyfriend, cute, charming, and suddenly everywhere on her channel. Their relationship became content. Content became aesthetic. And slowly, Clara's entire brand bent to match it. The internet noticed. Then came his breakup video. No shirt, grinning, vibing.
It was a decision that we made because we simply just wanted different things. You know, I moved back to the Philippines 2 months ago, and I just love the Philippines.
Some say this was karma. Others say she's just a girl who got lost in the influencer machine. But let's not forget she was crying on camera. And that pain? That was real. Was this a redemption arc in the making? Or just another PR sob story? Here's where things get messy. Some viewers believe the breakup video was damage control, a way to shift the narrative back in her favor, reclaim some sympathy, quiet the hate. Most people just aren't having it. They see this as kind of a publicity stunt. But even if it was calculated, does that make the heartbreak any less real? This is where the internet split. One side saying, she deserves it. The other saying, she's still human.
A month ago, I thought everything is perfect. And, what we had was a perfect relationship in every sense. And I felt so loved, understood, and respected throughout my relationship. Thought we were aligned on what we want for the future, our values, and everything, but it seemed like...
This whole saga isn't just about a breakup. It's about betrayal. Not of a boyfriend, but of an audience. Because when someone builds a platform on vulnerability and then uses that platform to mock the very people who supported her? That stings.
I became the face of the flat-chested body positivity community, and for the longest time, I loved it. But over time, I got bored. I started craving change. And the thing is, I know that as long as I kept my flat chest, I knew I could keep making content about it. The videos do so well, they bring in money, and people resonate with them. But I felt like I was staying in a comfort zone. It was safe, but it wasn't growth. And I wanted a shift in my content, in my message, and in how I express myself.
She's just been rage baiting an audience that's been so loyal to her all these years. It's not that she changed. It's that she changed against everything she claimed to stand for.
Yes, I did have a boob job. I know this might come as a shock because my whole page used to be about loving my flat chest and being confident with it. I literally built my entire career and following around that. So why did I do it? Am I crazy? Was everything a lie? Was I secretly insecure this whole time and just use body positivity as a way to make money so I could finally afford a boob job? No, let me tell you the real reason why I did it. And it comes down to one word: fun.
Was she ever the old Clara? Was the transformation real? Or was it a character, adjusted to please a man and ride a trend? And now that he's gone, will she return to who she used to be? Clara had a gift. She connected with people in a way most influencers don't. She made girls feel powerful just by being herself. That kind of magic doesn't disappear overnight, but it does get buried when everything becomes about the performance. There's a difference between evolving and erasing your past. The audience knows it, and they're not mad she grew. They're mad she pretended it never existed. So this might be her villain arc, but it doesn't have to be the final one. Whether she doubles down and rides the hate, or finally breaks the fourth wall and talks to her audience like humans again, that's up to her, but time is running out. Clara Dao's story is bigger than just one creator losing their way. This is about what happens when authenticity becomes a brand, when your trauma becomes monetized, when confidence is packaged, sold, and expected to stay consistent forever. You build an audience by being vulnerable. You keep them by being honest. But the second you make them feel like they were part of a scripted character arc, you lose them. Clara's audience didn't leave because she got surgery. They left because she stopped acting like the person they supported. No heads up, no explanation, just vibes and smug captions. And look, creators are allowed to change. People grow, beliefs shift. But the internet doesn't forget the person you used to be, especially when that person is why anyone cared in the first place. That's what Clara miscalculated. The content didn't just change, it turned on her fans. And once they realized they weren't part of the story anymore, they decided to write their own ending. Now she's a meme, a warning, a reference in other creators' videos. But she's not done. She still has a chance, not to be who she was, but to be someone honest about who she is now, if she wants to. And if she doesn't, someone else will take that space, because the internet doesn't wait for anyone.